In this episode of Spraying the Nissan, we're going to be painting the interior with primer before actually painting it the colour that it's going to be. So now the filler's been rubbed down, it's time to go over all of the plastic and the filler with some wet and dry. So I'm using 400 grade wet and dry for this. I need to make sure that everything is smooth and get rid of any of the shine on any of the pieces of plastic. When you're rubbing down, you need to make sure that you constantly keep the paper wet, otherwise the wet and dry sandpaper gets clogged up with dust. So finish the wet and dry now, and it's time to make sure that they're covered in primer so it gives a good base for the paint to stick on. So I've masked up the pieces that I needed to, and that's the window on one of the door panels, and also I've masked off the speakers on the door panels. I'm spraying these with a little airbrush, and that's connected up to a compressor and it's delivering the primer about 25 psi. So we need to make sure that all the edges and all the sides are covered, and I'm going to give them 3 coats altogether. I'm not going to film every single coat because there's no need to. I'm just showing you a rough idea of what I'm doing next. So I'm just finishing off the last coat, turning it round to make sure that I've got the back and the sides of each part that needs to be primered. Once the primer's on there, it will only take about 5 minutes for it to dry. but I will leave it overnight before I give it a quick flatten off and start to paint the actual colour that I'm going to use. So the next video will be doing spraying the seats, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet with them. I'm thinking of doing them two-tone, using the colour that I'm going to use on the exterior, which is very light blue, and maybe the seat insets will be cream. I'm not sure whether I'm going to actually spray them or whether I'm going to hand paint them. If you've enjoyed my video, please hit the like button, and then if you would subscribe, that would be fantastic, and perhaps leave me a comment or ask me a question and I'll get back to you and answer it as soon as I can. And to make sure that you get the next episode when it comes out, just hit the notification bell. Thank you.